September 24th, 1924.
1924.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
I remember I was 15 years old in high school when the Pearl Harbor was attacked. And so when I got from 15, I was a sophomore in high school. And I got drafted when I was 18, but I was still going to school.
Mm-hmm.
And so the principal there kept me out of the war. I went to the Navy, and when I got done with school,
Where did you do your basic training?
Sampson, New York, up in Geneva. I got out of Sampson. They sent me to radio school. I was a second class Raymond. Went to school for 6 months, and when I got out, they shipped us to California on a train, going up over the Rockies and coming down in Shoemaker, California.
You were on a troop transport.
Yeah.
What was the name of the ship?
USS Laporte.
USS Laporte.
Yeah.
Could you describe the ship? What kind of ship was it?
It was 30 foot. It was 350 feet long and then 30 feet wide, 35 feet wide. Went up and down the coast of New Guinea and picked up people that had malaria.
How did you protect yourself?
Well, we took pills, malaria pills. 'Cause we got the soldiers who had malaria. We picked them up if they had malaria and went to the hospital in Noumea.
Okay.
That's near Australia.
When you were on the USS Laporte, what was your job? Were you a radio man on the USS Laporte?
I was a radio man, 8 hours on and 8 hours off, and I had to know the Morse code.
The time period. Would this been 1944 and 45?
We went across the date line 8 times, over and back.
Remember going through the Neptune ceremony? Did they,
Yes, we did. We went through a canvas bag and then they hit everybody and a commander went on and hit him in the back and paralyzed him, so he got out of the Navy.
Because of the ceremony?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. What did you feel like when you went through that?
Oh, I thought it was quite funny, but when we're going through the
Did they dunk you in the water and?
Yeah, they gave us a treatment.
You got the treatment, huh?
Yeah.
Did you get a certificate at the end?
I did. I've got a book with it in back in my house where my boys got all my stuff.
A short time later, 10,000 miles away from point of origin, those orders were executed. Responsible for correct transmission of that message was the skill of the radio man.
My buddy was an electrician, and he was from Texas. And it was so hot down there, temperature was about 75 all the time. So we topside on the back of a LSD hanging out over the water. It was too hot, and the OD was on duty that night. He turned the thread into a convoy. We Bernard had it, and we had troops on him, 250 troops. That's the closest we could ever come to getting a collision. Otherwise, we were in a convoy with, I think it was 18 ships, and we were on the extreme left flank. And then I was on duty up in the radio shack, and I came down and the OD was on. He turned us right into the middle of that convoy.
How close did you come to hitting the other ships?
Pretty close. They missed us by about 4 to 5 feet, maybe a little bit going there. Yeah.
What did they do to the officer who?
Well, the 30-day wanted a lieutenant. And I don't think they did anything to him.
So I'm reading now about the USS Laporte. It says that you departed San Francisco October 22nd, 1944 to join the Pacific Amphibious Forces.
Yeah.
And then you arrived in Milne Bay on November 8th for training, and then attack transports sailed from Manus January 2nd to Luzon. And the Laporte steamed into the Gulf 9 days later, debarked troops and equipment despite attacks of enemy aircraft. Do you remember enemy aircraft attacking you?
Oh, yeah.
Describe that.
We had radar, and our captain more or less went farther away so there would be no airplanes. We crashed all around Lady, and we were on the right flank, and I was in landing craft for 3 days. And when I left that day, that was when President Roosevelt died.
March 27th, 1945, as part of the largest amphibious operation of the Pacific War. Your troops hit the beach on April 1st to begin the invasion, which placed an Allied garrison next door to Japan.
Yeah.
2 days later, a kamikaze dived at the sitting transport, but the accurate fleet anti-aircraft fire splashed the raider before he reached his mark. Do you remember the kamikaze pilot?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
We had a fog machine on the back of our ship. So we made a big fog so the airplanes couldn't see us. That's what it kept it. But we were at the Lingay Gulf. After the Lingay Gulf, we had a bad typhoon. So our captain had pulled out, I was on a ship, but he pulled out in the water and to get away from that storm. We were pretty near roll over. We were another 25 feet, we would have rolled over, and we lost a lot of ships in that bad storm. I thought at any time we were going to get blown down. That's what the Sullivan boys got killed. 8 hours on and 8 hours off. I copied code, and time went. I didn't smoke or drink, but we could have all the cigarettes we wanted, free. And in my locker, I had quite a bit of box of candy. We had good meals. When I went in the Navy, I was only 5'11" and a half. And I grew been 4 inches
My God.
under the bridge in Frisco.
Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, eight times I went out to the war zone. Honolulu and then Pearl Harbor.
Repeating this bulletin, dated San Francisco, the Federal Communication Commission quotes Domai saying, Japan accepts allied terms.
We just came back from our invasion near Japan. We were about halfway back when the war was over, but I couldn't get out because I wasn't married.
Ah.
So I had to put in another 6 months to a year more in the Navy. Then I got out when our ship went through Panama Canal. And I went to Norfolk. And so I had my sea bags were all filled up. And I went down to Long Island to get discharged. Well, they're pretty glad to see me. But I went home for about a week or two. And I met this girl up in North Dakota.
Right.
So I had bought a car for $25.
Just to go see your wife-to-be.
Yeah, and we were married 71 years.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. You got quite a memory. I really appreciate you spending your time with us. We salute you.
Well, thank you very much, and I enjoyed talking to you guys.